Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. In today's episode of Real Estate Facts, you'll learn about what is a contingency in real estate. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. Okay, team, so let's talk about this. The best way to start getting your mind around what a contingency is to first define contingency. So a contingency is an event or a condition that must occur prior to your real estate closing. So typically a buyer will reserve the right to retain his or her earnest money deposit if the contingency is not satisfied within the appropriate amount of time. So for instance, let's say that you write an offer on a home, you submitted an offer and it included a home inspection contingency within your buyer due diligence period. And let's say that was 10 days. So you can have the home inspected within that 10 days, and if it's unsatisfactory, actually rescind the offer if the seller is not willing to make the repairs or offer you a buyer credit for those repairs. So it's really important to know that no home is ever perfect. Even new home construction isn't perfect. But if there was a problem with, let's say, the roof and the seller wasn't going to fix it, or it was going to cost a lot of money that you didn't have to be able to fix it after you closed, that might be a situation that they would be really smart as a seller to offer you a credit. If they didn't do that, then you'd still retain the right to rescind the offer at that time. So there are some main and common contingencies across the United States, and we're going to cover 5 of them right now. So the first main contingency that you have is known as a financing contingency. A financing contingency is that if you as a buyer need a mortgage loan to buy the home, you will typically include a financing contingency that allows you and the mortgage officer to terminate the deal if the loan is not approved via a loan commitment letter by a certain date. So here's the thing. Whenever you get ready to write an offer on a home, first of all, you should have a loan pre-approval letter. Your income, assets, credit, and employment should have been verified by a local loan officer that's going to be able to assist you in receiving your financing. So what typically happens with the financing contingency, and unfortunately, I guess it's fortunate for the case of this video, but unfortunate for the family that this happened to, I've actually seen it in practice where a financing contingency has saved a buyer's earnest money deposit. We'd already went past the buyer due diligence period. We had already went through the home inspection, and we'd already negotiated all that, and everything was good. Unfortunately, one of the spouses, the wife, had lost her job due to a seasonal employment situation. In doing so, they just lost their ability to be approved for the loan. Hence, the financing contingency kicked in, and then we were able to cancel that escrow and be able to get their earnest money deposit back. Although that's a very rare case, that's why these contingencies are there. They're not there to try to game a system. They're there to protect you and assist you in buying a property. The next one that you want to take a look at is actually a home inspection contingency. This gives you, the buyer, the right to get the home inspected and negotiate further if there are repair issues. Common repair issues that sometimes come up are besides cosmetics. We're not really taking a look at the cosmetics here, but normally you'll find something with a leaky faucet. You'll find earthquake straps that might be required around the water heater. You'll find the HVAC system needs to be serviced. There might be a roof repair that's needed. And not major roof repair, but you know, if you have a tile roof or shingle roof, sometimes that stuff gets displaced and then somebody just needs to go up there and fix it real quick and call it a day. But those are kind of some common repair or inspection things that come up that need to be fixed, or a door sticks or something like that, or replace a lock, replace a handle. A lot of like honeydew home maintenance type items, to be honest with you. So the next thing is actually a sale contingency. You know, let's say that you were buying a home, but before you could buy your new home, you had to sell one. So a sale contingency is a situation in which you are selling a property to buy your new home. By having that accepted up front and it being known that you're offering on a home that is contingent upon you selling your current home, it provides an additional layer of protection to you. Now, I will share with you in practice that as a seller, I mean, if you're in this situation right now, you're obviously a home seller as well, would you accept an offer that had a sale contingency? Hopefully you said yes, being that that's also your situation. But what is one of those things that you would really want to know prior to accepting that offer? You'd want to know if they have began the escrow process called closing process in some parts of the country You'd want to make sure that they were actually in escrow and working with a buyer on their own property to close. So it's going to be the same for you and true for you getting ready to write an offer on your new home if you have a sale contingency. You want to make sure that your home is in escrow. I mean, there's a few different ways to play this out, and given the way the market's going, I'm going to make a whole separate video just about ways of doing sale contingencies and some thoughts to have. But for the purpose of this video, we'll keep it simple. That's what a sale contingency is. It protects you while you get your home sold so that you can buy your new home. So the next one is a title contingency. A title contingency is the home being clear of any liens on the property. The contingency grants the buyer the right to review a title report which documents the home's history of ownership. So there's a lot of information that when you work with a trusted real estate advisor, you can know before you even write an offer on a home. Or whenever I'm working with families and my team are working with families, they know they could turn to us and they know that they're probably going to get it even before they even know it's something that should be asked about, with the property history, what the situation is, checking the recorder's office for any liens, checking the assessor's office for the most recent and current property tax updates. So I mean, there's things like that that you can check. If there's liens on the property, and again, I do see in practice some very common liens that come up in what's called a preliminary title report. So in a preliminary title report, it's going to show you things like trash liens, sewer liens, utility liens, stuff like that. Here in Las Vegas, Nevada, for whatever reason, it seems like trash and sewer are two of the more common liens against the property. Maybe they're a little bit difficult to pay. Maybe people forget about it. Who knows? At the same time, when you get ready to sell a home, they've got to be satisfied, and it will be the seller's responsibility to satisfy those liens prior to closing so the title is transferred to you, the buyer, free and clear. So the last one that you want to consider is the appraisal contingency. Obviously, the success of your offer depends on the appraisal confirming the home's value is equal to and or greater than your offer on that property. So if that comes back less, there's going to be three different options. Number one, you as a buyer, if you have the ability, can come out of pocket the difference and keep the deal moving forward at the contract price. Number two, the seller can come back and reduce their price to fair market value and keep the deal alive and moving forward. Or the third thing is people split hairs. So here's the thing, and it's something that I want to share with you as this channel and as our team continues to grow and you continue sharing the videos around and everything. It's extremely important to be reasonable here. I mean, you realistically should, as a seller, drop your price to the appraised value. The main reason being is a buyer cannot get more home loan than the appraised value of that home. They're going to have buyer closing costs. They're going to have other costs getting into that home. You have your seller closing cost, and you got other things to consider as well. But at least at the end of the day, whatever that appraised value is, you know you got the very, very, very best of the fair market value. Call it a day. That way you're putting good energy into the universe so that whenever you get ready to buy your new home, hopefully you'd have somebody on the opposite side that's being reasonable with you too, as opposed to trying to get all the money they can when you have other considerations. That's just a side point. So tell me what you're thinking about this video in the comment section below. What really stuck out to you in this video? What shocked you here? Was it that you have a financing contingency, a sale contingency, or the appraisal contingency? Tell me what you're thinking. Now, I'm going to pop my contact information up right now. Please feel free to drop me a line to say hello, or if you need help finding a top agent where you live, let me know. I love hearing from you. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do three things. Number one, please subscribe to this channel. Number two, please like this video. And number three, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. Thank you so much for watching today, team. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Enjoy an amazing day.